Like, why would you?
I don't know. Go ahead and play the whatever is playing if you can, and then I'll. Okay, cool. Live here. Hold on.
Got 30 seconds until the weather.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We're doing our pre-show countdown. We got Jesse Sanchez over there kicking it and making it and getting it ready and started. We're saying what is going on in the world. Lots of stuff, lots of opinions, lots of crazy stuff as well. We want to know your opinions in social media. What's going on in your world? What's going on in the news? And then, of course, what is it you're finding the world to be? Is it weird? Is it crazy? Is it just kind of abnormal? And are you ready to take on the weekend, Jesse?
I'm ready to take on the weekend so bad.
All right, cool, cool.
20 seconds. All right, here's the weather.
Sunny skies, they will be in abundance, highs in the upper 80s to lower 90s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk, 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Good to have you with us here on the morning show. Lots of questions, of course. What will happen next in the world? Coronavirus, a little bit of a uptick on this situation. We're watching it closely. The latest news kind of comes in not as hopeful as ones had predicted, and I would say ahead of course, the Thanksgiving holidays, we really got to be careful around the corner because I know Jesse and I have looked at these pretty regularly, and whenever we see a spike, it always is, of course, right after a big holiday event. Right, Jesse?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
I think I read an article, something about a fifth wave coming. I'm like, oh my God, what happened to the others?
Oh, really? I didn't even see that. All that I've seen is hospitalizations are on the rise in 14 states. Okay, and that's preluding the obvious of Thanksgiving dinners and family get-togethers and such. Now, last year, if we kind of remember last year, there was a huge spike after the latter part of November. It came in like the second week, I want to say, of December because that was the amount of time it would take for somebody to get sick and then others to get sick as well, right? And then you have a lot of people just having fun in the meantime of November, December. And oftentimes it was really the youthful ones. I know a friend actually got, as of last, I want to say late December, early January, um, the coronavirus because one individual got it, I think, from them partying out and then bringing it home to the whole family. So, having said that, I never want to blame just one person, for a certain death, which is exactly what happened. I want to say three people ended up going to the hospital in that family. One person actually died in that family, but I know it's a tough thing when you throw caution to the wind because I know some of the family members like, do you not think about anybody else but yourself? Because it was kind of like, yeah, I'm sick, but whatever, and then coughing on everybody in the house, right? And that's called a young mentality, not meant to help actually save anyone. It's more like to hurt everyone, and that's the worst thing you can actually have. So don't ever, if you get sick, be like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm sick. It doesn't matter. Blah blah blah. Because you never know who else in the house may, whether they have the coronavirus shot or not, still get it and or die from it. So these are the latest statistics, and it's kind of important to know because we've already passed the 5 million people who have died around the world as of last year, which is why we're still in this whole funk. I'll call it a funk. It's not a situation we want to find ourselves in. We don't want to talk about coronavirus. We don't want to honestly even speak about it, to be frank. But there's a lot of information kind of going out there, and of course, people are still dying. So whenever there's an uptick, it's called, okay, let's pay attention. Let's tackle it really quick. Let's give it good information, and then let's move on from there. Right, Jesse? Isn't that what we usually do?
That's what we usually do, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. 759,000 Americans have died of that 5 million mark. And that right there is a lot of people. 759,000. When are we going to hit the 1 million mark? And I hope it's not anytime soon. But at the rate that we're going, it could kind of hover around there between all the new Johnson & Johnson and the other things that we actually need. All these things could technically be probably, hopefully next, never. That would be great. But at the rate that we're going, probably by next year, because we're slowing it down. That's the good news. The better news is that, of course, people are getting more information when it comes to vaccine shots. We're still going to get things from that as well, since there's more studies being done on Moderna, Pfizer, even Johnson & Johnson. And so, again, remember, the emergency use authorization that happened at the beginning of the year, those things were all of a sudden admitted and then some, right? But now we're actually discovering that there is a lot of people that actually are having ill effects from some of them, even months down the line, or side effects as people would call them. So are those going to affect other different things that you have in your biology? The question is, will it? And then the answer would be, well, we'll see, right? So that's the type of information we're seeing. 68.5% of Americans ages 12 and up are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. I hate when they say fully vaccinated. I want to say they got the vaccine, but that means that they're in a better position. Doesn't mean it's 100% proof. Never claim that. I know these news articles say these words, but it's like, oh, right, you're fully vaccinated. Yay, we're all going to be safe. It doesn't work that way. Variants constantly are forming, and the question is, will it form against the variant that you get, especially if you travel, right? I know there's a couple of events coming up around the corner over here, Jesse, and one of them happens to be the auto show, right? So the auto show is happening next week, by the way. So I will be bringing some very good content from there as well. We're going to make a big announcement as well on the stage of the LA Auto Show, and I'm excited about that. So a big shout out to Ricardo Rodriguez of Garage Latino and all the manufacturers that are going to descend upon LA. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of like watch this very closely because I'm like, are we going to have it? Are we not going to have it? Are we going to have it? They haven't planned as much as they have in past years because they don't even know if they're going to get shut down all of a sudden, because last year that's what exactly happened. But as far as I've seen, Newsom hasn't made any big announcements on that this year. But Newsom's kind of been a little bit slow at doing the things that he was saying he was going to do. And if you're going to get reelected and if you're going to stay in office, you kind of need to pull through and make on the promises that you say you're going to do. That's what I'm saying. I like the guy. Sometimes he gets on my nerves, not going to lie. But if you're going to make promises for the people, stand by the people. Don't not stand by the people, okay? But there you go. Now, Colorado is kind of in the news as of late because they basically have said, look, COVID-19 booster shots for all adults, okay? They don't care about federal. They're like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to do it now. Governor Jared Polis signed an executive order on Thursday declaring the entire state at high risk from COVID-19, making all fully vaccinated adults eligible to receive a booster shot. Now, what do I think about that? I say good, because some states, which some people are wondering, are having to wait, okay? And that's because people are just not rolling out quick enough, okay? Now, having said that, if they do this, there's going to be a shortage because the manufacturers aren't ready for that. Now, if you go and check wherever you get your vaccines at, they have a list. And if you have a preferred one, like me and my mom actually prefer the Johnson & Johnson, oftentimes they're like, yeah, we're sold out. We don't have any. You're like, okay, all right, well, let me know when you do, right? Or you have to find one that still has a few in stock because they're going like crazy, right? So what you're going to have is an influx of people going, yeah, good. And then you're going to have a bunch of people going, yeah, but I didn't get the one I wanted, so I'll just get anyone. I say, do your research on that. Pauly said in a statement, we want to ensure that Coloradans have every tool they need to protect themselves from this deadly virus and to help reduce the stress on our hospitals and healthcare workers. That is a good statement because it's very much true. Every Coloradan ages 18 and up who is at least 6 months past the second dose of the Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna vaccine, or 2 months past the single dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, can now receive a booster shot. I think that's wrong information. It's not 2 months. It should be a minimum of 4 to 6 months. And if you did your research, you'll find that out to be the case with any shot. When you put too much in your body has to work through all of that. That's why when people get the flu shot, they don't like the flu shot, depending on their body's biology. They might feel sick within 3 to 4 days because it's not taking to their body, or their body's just not well equipped to actually handle that type of chemical in their body. And there's all kinds of things in these things, right, Jesse? I mean, we talked about somebody being allergic to a laxative. You're like, that's in a vaccine shot? What's going on there?
Oh, right. Yeah. Was it who? Wait, who said that? It was like a baseball player, or some like sports athlete or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Packers. He's in
Yeah.
the news for all sorts of things. I don't know who doesn't like him right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine fall foliage, feeling awesomeness, busy day ahead for today. Stephanie, we appreciate you right now. Says, plus, and I think from Ohio, right? Stephanie Reed says, plus, got most of my Christmas shopping done. You know what? Good job. I will say this. If you have a gift in mind for a family member, get it now, especially if it's an electronic device or even even toys. The shortage supplies. Have you been shopping as of late, Jesse, for anything for yourself or for your loved ones?
No, not really. But you know what? I did see a funny meme on Facebook yesterday where it's all like, "Oh, black shopping is here," and it just showed a bunch of people swimming towards those cargo ships.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the funniest thing ever because those cargo ships have all of that stuck there. It's like let's go
Right?
shopping at the port where they actually unload them, right? Then
Like
you can
like
find your stuff.
the inner me is all like, "Arr, am I turning into a pirate?"
Well, I will say this because everything's on back order, including iPhones and other devices. I think the only ones benefiting from this are FedEx, UPS, and of course the Postal Service, right? Because everything's getting to the point where we're starting to, shop from afar. Does that make sense? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. We went to Verizon, and Verizon was like, "Yeah, we don't have these, and this and this and that. We can't do that. If you call up customer service, they can order." I'm like, you do realize we're getting to the point where stores are going to be non-existent in some sectors because everything's being done online. Now you can order it there, and you could talk to the person there, but if they don't have product to pick up right there and then, I mean, isn't that why you go to a store to get the product right there and then? So the question is, once you get used to ordering online, and I'll be honest, I do not like ordering online because I don't know if there's going to be problems down the line. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's shipping order mistakes. Sometimes there's shipping problems. Sometimes they ship out the wrong thing. Sometimes they got the order wrong. And then you got to talk to somebody anyway. So I like to talk to the person on the forefront. So back to Verizon or any other store, I prefer in person stores, but they should be able to do anything and everything. It's kind of like banking. Banks used to have very simple you go in, you deal with the teller, and you do whatever you need to do, right? But they started phasing now, I want to say about 15 years ago, more to online banking, which isn't a bad thing. But that's also how people get, scammed and or ripped off or hacked, right? I like to deal with the person in person. And don't call me old school because I like both. I like to order online if it makes sense, but some orders are just not making sense as of late. Having said that, we're going to be pushing more for online buying in the next 3 to 4 years. So I say to companies that are out there, get ahead of it, right? That's been kind of a thing ever since I want to say like 2008, right? Remember the big, they would call it a bubble, but I would call it the crash of the internet, or when everybody was getting internet stocks. Remember that back in the day, and everybody was jumping on that, and then they couldn't sustain it. But now the internet's back in full swing, and it's not going anywhere. So there's just this situation that I have that as of late where certain orders are not coming in right, and I go, oh, it's more pain than it's worth. I'd rather just go like to Best Buy, for example. I went to Best Buy, Jesse, and my mom was like, I want a laptop. I'm like, great idea. We looked at 8 laptops, Jesse. Now, typically, when you see a laptop at Best Buy, you can get the laptop right there and then, right?
Uh, yeah, oh my God. Are you telling me you have to wait?
Yes, you have
What?
to wait. So 3 of them were actually sold out, meaning they had the thing on display, but they weren't even powered on, which they should have been because you could have ordered it still. And they said, yeah, they're not in supply. They're running short on supply. They're not getting the shipment. So basically, now you have a storefront which shows you, look how cool this item is. Do you like it? It's a back order, right? So you're like, all right, I'll wait. And everybody's having to wait. So my point is, Stephanie, you're ahead of it because if you see something at the store, whether it be at Target, Walmart, or whatever other store that you shop at, get it now. Get it ahead of time because when it does get to that point where people start shopping, they're going to have to wait for it. They're going to say, oh, we're out of stock, but we can order those for you. Try to get an Oculus in person. You can't. They're always sold out. Try to get name anything that's low on stock, and you'll find out very quickly where they at. And everybody's like, well, they're either A, not being manufactured enough because there's manufacturing shortages, which is true. The supply chain is not working right now, thanks to certain administrations that say we don't need to do business with China. God, dumb. And but the reality is everybody is having to wait now because even the shipping supply, which I still don't understand that. I mean, logistics is not that difficult. Get the trucks there, get them delivered, and get them in the store. What are you going to do when the technology is old now and all of a sudden people are like, yeah, I can get a new computer online. I'm done. Right? That's a lot of inventory just stuck. And that means businesses that are supplying these are not getting their money at all. If you have products stuck, I would say, hello, Newsom, get on that. Get those things working. Get smart people behind it and say, what is going on with product? We are stalling. We should not be stalling. People are actually up in spending, by the way. I don't recommend it when it comes to coronavirus, but, I say, wait, because food prices are rising at an accelerated rate. But my point is this. People want the product, and you got to keep business moving. Business keeps America moving. It keeps the world moving. It keeps trade moving. It keeps Australia in business. It keeps, our friends across the seas in business in China, India, and the like. I've seen some of these products, and although you may not like made in China products, I will say this, at least you get better products. Now I'm seeing some of the laptops made with very, even Apple has kind of gone down in scale. I saw some of their Macs as of late, and I go, oh, these are going to break down within 3 years, guaranteed. And if you're an engineer, you'll see these things. You're going, yeah, these are made kind of cheaply. And I never used to look at things like that until I went with Ricardo Rodriguez of Garage Latino and said, oh, automobiles can be made to look good, but are made very cheaply, which is why they break down sooner than later. That's where honestly, Toyota, Honda, and I want to say, Volkswagen actually do really well. They build with really good parts, but they do so affordably, but they don't go cheap. Some of these manufacturers have really cool designs, but they're made with very cheap materials in the end, so they break down more often than not. And although they say they have a good warranty, whoever really looks at the warranty doesn't cover everything, and they kind of know that. So it's kind of like a cash grab. But hopefully nothing happens bad, and there you go. Stephanie says, do not want to be like the last year of Christmas gifts ended it being delivered in the middle of January. You see, that's what I'm talking about. And you're not wrong, Stephanie. You're not wrong. If that happened last year, it's going to happen again. Rosalie says, good morning. Good morning, Rosalie. Stephanie says, the stores for this year's Christmas will be like that movie of Jingle All the Way movie. So there you go. Do you remember that, Jesse?
It's Turbo Time. Yes, I love that movie. I watch it every year.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Facing a criminal charge and the possibility of a jail sentence can be terrifying. Wallen and Claridge is here to help you. Call 877-466-5245. Our law firm has been successfully defending clients facing crimes for over 40 years. We have offices throughout Riverside and San Bernardino County. Call us at 877-466-5245. That is 877-4NO-JAIL for a free phone consultation. We will be there when you call.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
KMET welcomes Ron Siegel of Geneva Financial with advice and suggestions for consumers with the hows and whys of our incredible real estate market. Now, here's the market in a minute with Ron Siegel.
Hey, Ron Siegel here. Brief drop in mortgage rates helped boost refinance demand, with refi applications rising 7% over the previous week. Purchase applications were up 3% for the week. Consumer prices jumped 6.2% in October, the biggest inflation surge in 30 years. Core inflation, stripping out food and energy, increased 4.6%, the fastest gain since 1991. Jobless claims last week fell to pre-pandemic norms, demonstrating the labor market's continuing recovery from last year's downturn. Today, Freddie Mac mortgage rates are down to 2.98% on a 30-year fixed and 2.27% on a 15-year fixed. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun.
This Market in a Minute has been brought to you by Geneva Financial. For an up-to-date market report, text Market Minute to 79564. That's Market Minute to 79564.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Welcome back. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. And Jesse, do you like a little seafood?
I do not eat seafood. I'll eat it if I'm like in a last minute or like if I'm like in a castaway situation. But if I had the choice, I don't eat it.
You really like no lobster, no shrimp, no nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, well that's good to know. Now I know where to take you and be like, oh hey, yeah, you're not an expensive date. You do like steak though. Remember the time we took you to Fogo de Chao?
Yeah, I plan to go there again and get super, super fat. So yeah.
Yeah, Fogo de Chao is so good. I will say, if you're gonna treat yourself to anything, I know we took him on a special day. What was that? Last year, right? And although it seems like 8 years ago, it seems like forever, right?
It does. It seems like so long ago.
I know. And we took you to the Irvine Spectrum where they had the outdoors Fogo de Chao. There's one in LA as well. And if you have not had, basically just imagine this. They bring, well, I'll let you describe it, Jesse, because I think you were more like in it to win it when you went, because that was your first time, right?
Yes, it was. So just pretty much you have like this little, I think they had like a little red and green like little placemat that you have. So like stop and go. But
Yeah.
like if you have it on go, they do not stop coming to your table, and they will come up with different cuts of meat. And all I have to say is be hungry. Be so hungry.
And I told you, right? Don't eat breakfast. Don't do nothing. Don't even eat the little salad that they give you. Like,
yeah, right? No, they do. They come over with like little things like bread and salad, and I mean, it's good. Nibble
that's a
on
trick. That's called
It-
fill up
it-
your belly so you don't have our meat.
Exactly. That's how they fill you up. So, don't be full, just get a little bit, but you know what? Your main objective is all that meat. You want to eat it all.
Exactly. Thank you. Now, I'm not big for crab meat. I'm going to be very honest about this, but this is a big headline. A snow crab was sold for around $44,000 at the Kanazawa Seaport in Japan during the season's first auction. On November 6th, a large male snow crab, okay, and I'm going to give you a picture of this snow crab. I don't know if he's resting in peace right now, but there he is, okay? The snow crab that was sold for, it sounds bigger than it is, 5 million yen, okay? That's $44,000. That's still a lot of money. Was the only one, let's see, out of the 58 tons of catch on Saturday, the crab was the only one that passed certain requirements, weighing 3.3 pounds, having a shell of 5.7 inches. Now, according to the Japan News, it's also the first snow crab certified under the Kagayaki brand, which is noted for its high quality. The prefecture's Fisheries Cooperative chooses snow crabs with the best shape and size to auction them under a new brand name every year. Now, according to NHK World Japan, the auction winner was a chef who works for a company that runs hot spring inns. The price was reportedly a reflection of his gratitude toward the fishermen who continue to persevere amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The male snow crab is reportedly the second one of its kind to be sold at about $44,000. The first one was auctioned in Totori Prefecture in 2019. Jesse, do you think this crab is still alive, or do you think he's been mincemeat? Which is it?
No, I am fairly sure he's gone right now, and he's already in crab heaven right now with his friends and family. Poor guy.
Poor crab, like, oh, come on, can I spend some of that money? Seriously, right? I know, poor crab. Well, or he's kept over, and then, like, because he looks so good, I mean, I would, like, find him a lady and then create more crabs, right?
You could. I'm pretty sure they gave him a nice warm bath with, like some vegetables to play with.
I mean, at $44,000, you don't just like all of a sudden say, "Okay, I'm gonna eat that $44,000," right? Like, I pay for good steak. I would never pay $44,000 for good steak, even if I had $80 million. I just would never do that. I'm not that sort of person. I'd rather invest that money into a business, grow the business, and then eat for days, right? Little teeny tiny little shrimps, right? Again, I'm not a crab person, so I don't know. Maybe it's really big.
You know what? Now that you're mentioning about crabs and lobsters, I remember a story a couple days ago about a 1 in 100 million catch.
Really?
Yes. Someone caught a cotton candy lobster in Maine. So you're probably like, what does that mean?
Yeah. What does that mean?
So apparently it looks like cotton candy. It has like blues, reds, and all that. It's a different color lobster.
Oh, I remember you mentioning this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not your basic color lobster, obviously. So it's like bluish, red, has all these beautiful colors into it. I'm pretty sure he'll survive and they won't eat him, so you never know.
Well, that's the thing. Here's what I say. If you got that much money to burn, I say give it to someone that needs it, that's homeless. Poor little crab. I mean, granted, this crab, I guess, is of a very unique design, which, I mean, I don't know what the design is. It looks like every other crab I've ever seen. But whatever, each to their own. I don't eat crab, so I don't really understand the fascination of it. But those that do, not gonna lie, it's always good when you find it at a good place and then spend it with some good friends. All right. We're gonna take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
Together We Are Strong is a product brand which stands for unity, equality, and protecting voting rights. Shop now at togetherwearestrong.com for t-shirts, hats, and coffee mugs. All voting rights profits are donated to Rock the Vote, an organization on a mission to empowering young voters. Become an activist without saying a word. TogetherWeAreStrong.com. Make a difference in America and the world. Shop online at TogetherWeAreStrong.com. Give the gift that helps drive change. Go visit TogetherWeAreStrong.com.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Attention homeowners, spending more time around your house means you're putting more stress on major appliances that keep your home running. Like many Americans, a major breakdown could be very costly during these uncertain times. AC unit goes, that's $4,500. Water heater breaks, $1,500. When you own a home, it's always something. If you have a home warranty, those repairs could cost you nothing. A Home Service Club warranty pays for the repair or replacement of your home appliances and systems when they break down, even from normal wear and tear. For about $1 a day, you can cover your home appliances and systems. It's not a question of if they'll break down, it's when. If you call now, you'll get your first month free and $75 off your first year. Make home appliance repairs one less thing to worry about. Call 800-274-4679 now for your free quote, free first month, and $75 off your first year. 800-274-4679 now. That's 800-274-4679. Again, 800-274-4679.
It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM, and this is the latest information. Democrats from the Biden administration, Congress, have been in the unusual position at the UN Climate Change Conference of taking the blame for the actions of their former President Donald Trump in public and in private as well. In a private meeting between the Senate delegation and China's special climate envoy, Shi actually chastised the U.S. repeatedly for the withdrawal from the 2015 Paris Agreement, which I just had this discussion as of, I want to say yesterday, with my mom, and saying he did put us in a really bad position, especially with all the latest influx of, well, you got volcanoes spewing ash and carbon into the Earth's atmosphere. You've got earthquakes happening one place after another. You've got hurricanes. I think this year we were actually at a record in certain areas, including here in the home front, especially in northern, with that big bomb cyclone, which hasn't happened in a long time. And then the people are actually becoming more aware that the earth is really kind of, some would say angry, and I would say, well, we just have to, make sure it calms itself down, meaning we got to, do what we need to do on our part to make it happen. Now, Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin said to a news outlet, I sat down with the Chinese this morning. I thought that was an interesting exchange. They did not spare the criticism of, who, DT. They said his withdrawal from the Paris Agreement has a very bad development for the world. It does, but it's really simple. Get back on top of it. That's it. It's that simple. Why are we going back and forth about he said, she said, he said, she said? Just do it. Get ahead of it. And if he gets reelected, just say, no, dummy, do not do that. Just allow it. Now, I get it. Some people bought into the whole, what is the Paris Agreement, right? Some people don't understand it, and I get that because it sounds like, okay, Paris, what is it, a Paris thing? What the heck is it? Now, according to this, they said that twice. I think it was very pointed. I think they were pointing to the unpredictability of a democratic process. I would say no, leave politics out of it. I know when you're a politician, it's kind of hard to say leave politics out of it, but it's very simple. You just say, look, we're all sharing this earth. I understand we're all of different beliefs, of different faiths, of different political affiliations, but we all have to breathe in the same air. How can we make it right? Right? I mean, isn't that kind of the question at the end of the day? And if you leave it like that, then you'll understand, okay, why Asia is kind of upset right now with America. A, they got lambasted by that guy, Trump. B, they're wondering why Americans actually voted for the guy. And C, they're wondering why the world is where it's at. Because according to their records and their numbers, we're all spewing stuff into the air, right? I would say to President Xi, don't forget, you guys had really bad air quality as well. So obviously, I'm hoping you guys learn from that as well. It takes one to know one, just saying. So we all have to get on the same page, whether we're from Asia, India, which happen to be one of the two largest countries in the world. All right, you got 1.3 billion on one, 1.8 billion on the other one, and you're producing a lot of things that go up into the air as well. You have something you got to do, which is called technology, to make cleaner products, all right, and cleaner things to be able to emit less problem into the air, period, end of story. So I get the whole, Trump and all that. I get it. I've been there and done that. But we have to start moving forward and saying, okay, how do we bring everybody together to make sense of everything, okay? How do we get it so that we all can move forward as a world thinking about great technology, which actually Japan, Asia, and India actually already have access to, which they can implement right now. But oftentimes they don't because, certain powers that be that have the money are like, yeah, we're not ready for that. I say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, if the Biden administration wants to do the right thing, the Biden administration will actually say, you know what, let's pick up where we left off. let's do more than what the Paris Agreement said, because it's a conglomeration of other countries that say that they're going to basically pay into this and buy into this and all kind of acclimate to certain products over a certain amount of time to be able to help each other out, so that we all can kind of get to that next stage of our, ability to save the world, which is the climate. That's it's very, it was never explained right when Trump explained it. And he just said, well, it's minimal. Any minimal amount of gas that you put into your house is going to create a problem for your house. Okay. Minimal. Now, the reality is his numbers were off. The numbers that they are seeing now are showing that we're in a very bad situation, which is why we're having very extreme weather in areas like hailstones, like ultimately cold weather, whereas it hasn't happened in certain areas. Granted, we had kind of warming, but now the question is, do we have a global possible cooling in store for us, which is not good for us, for crops, for vegetation, for food supplies, for things that we're going to need eventually. That's where we're at right now. So we could point the finger, or we could say, as a country and as a people, let's go ahead and get ahead of this. Let's work together, and whatever agreement you call it, let's all show, not blah, 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 talk, that it's going to make it work, because we have to get behind each other, and we got to get with the people that make sense of it, that have the financial means to invest in good, clean, natural products for our world. Okay, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. When we come back, we're going to be talking to the coach, yes, Jeff Steinberg, next here on the morning show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit. Get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
KMET AM 1490 presents Beaumont High School football this Friday night, November 12th at 7 p.m. Beaumont meets El Modena in the second round of the CIF Southern Section Ford Football Championships. Live from Cougars Stadium in Beaumont, join Mitch McClellan and Brett Malik as the Cougars meet the Vanguards. Beaumont football broadcasts are sponsored by Del Taco Beaumont, Top Line Industrial Supply, Raising Cane's, Little & Sons Insurance Services, the Sand Trap Sports Bar and Grill, AC Propane, Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road, Cherry Valley Nursery and Landscape Supply, Truck Works, La Michoacana, Paracone Juices, and Ramona's Mexican Restaurant. That's Beaumont High School football action this Friday evening at 6:45 for the pregame show. Live from Beaumont on your home for Cougars football, KMET AM 1490.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. And as you heard during our ad break, of course, it is all going to happen tonight. It is a big, big, big game tonight. The CIF playoffs continue tonight with the second round games. Beaumont will host El Modena High School from Orange County. We've got Jeff Steinberg, who happens to be the coach, high school football coach. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Good morning, guys.
So, you ready, or are you tired, or are you barely tired? Like, what's going on over there?
I'm pretty excited. We're ready. We're ready to roll.
I can hear that, but I can tell that you guys have been training very hard, too, because you sound like you need a coffee just to wake up.
Coffee? I'm already on my third cup.
Okay. Get ready for a long day then. No, but let's talk about this. Obviously, this is really big for the community. A lot of people are excited for this. I mean, it's one thing when a team comes from all the way from Orange County to the Inland Empire. I mean, it's pretty exciting either way you slice it, right?
Sure, and it's better that they're coming here than we're going there. So we're excited. We're excited to host them. They got a great football program, great community there, and it's an opportunity for us to not only have our football team on display, but our entire community.
Well, last week, Beaumont defeated San Jacinto 30-28. That's a very close, nail-biting game, and I got to imagine those are the good ones to play because in reality, it's like it's mano y mano. There is no like moment that you could kind of like rest. Was there a moment that you go, wait a minute, we oh man, like are we gonna be able to pull ahead? What was the defining moment for you that you said, yes, okay, I think we got this?
When they missed the kick to end the game, and we had our offense go back out on the field and take a knee to finish it off, it was really one of those games that we were using every bit of physical and mental energy that we had to have a victory. Like we've been so close with San Jacinto, we've had great games with them in the past 4 years, and it was nice to wind up on top.
Yeah, well, and I understand there were a lot of injury timeouts, very physical, as you mentioned. How's everybody doing? Has everybody kind of repaired their muscles, their ankles, their bones?
For the most part, we've got, unfortunately, John Exley with his hyperextension, sprained MCL, which I guess if you're going to sprain the ligaments in your knee, it's probably one of the better ligaments that recovers pretty well and in most cases doesn't require surgery. So whether he's going to be back or not this year will remain to be seen. And then the other guys are all recovered for this week.
Well, I got to say, when you take a punch to the body and you repair from it, your body will be stronger eventually, thank goodness. The award winners last week, who were they?
Yeah, so last week, Chris Cooper won the Rock. He had three touchdowns rushing and a touchdown passing, and just played very smart football through the end of the game. And the El Nasty was won by Kevin Palacios, and him and John Exley both had won it 3 times, and now he is the true El Nasty Trench Warrior, having won it 4 times.
Okay. So you got some pretty like. Okay, I keep telling Jesse we got to do this. I got to go get the El Nasty. I got to try this out. And I think, look, I'm looking at your Instagram account, which I highly recommend people follow. I don't know why I'm not following it. I thought I was following it. I don't know. Instagram's messing up because I know I was following it from last week. Anyway, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at some of the things that you posted, and I see some pretty cool stuff. I see, the El Nasty Trench Warrior of the Week. He's happy with it. You're happy taking the picture. Ramona's expressed. What can you recommend about Ramona? Because I mean, Ramona's, got great just food, period, end of story. But why is this so important for the kids, especially?
So great location, original items on the menu, all made in house, and just great people there. And that combination, that's a combination right there.
Yeah, and so if you want to follow Jeff and his, I will say, adventures with the children, you can go follow him at Coach Steiny. And you can see the El Nasty, which actually you can wear the shirt. That's kind of cool. And then, of course, that is the burrito of choice with everything in it. And it is everything other than nasty. It is delicious. It is good. It is delicious. I'm looking at your receiving leaders on the board here. High school football receiving leaders. Can you talk to me about that? Because I see here, of course, Gabriel Nunez, which we've been hearing a lot about as a receiver, with 1,606 yards. Cody Hagan at number 2, Luke Livingston at 3, Jacob Scott at 4, Chance Arbin at 5, Carlos Hernandez at 6, Barry Tate at 7, Dalton Bailey at 8, and he goes on and on and on.
Yeah. So our guys, Gabe, who's either currently 1 or 2 in the country receiving, and then our other guy, Anson Kraut, is also over 1,000 yards. I believe he has 60-something receptions over 1,000 yards. So, I think that in most cases, if you have one guy that's at 1,000 yards, at 60 receptions, that's a pretty incredible season.
Yeah.
And to have two two guys with great output, great production, and super freaking funny guys. Like, we call them the wild and crazy guys. They are so funny. They know how to keep things light, but they work so hard, and they're just good kids.
Well, I love it. I can see the community really pulling together. I love the content. I will say this: if anybody's on Facebook, and you gotta follow the content there. I see them doing video now, and I'm so excited for that. I was like, oh man, if I had that ahead of time, I would have definitely made sure we actually had played that, because it makes you guys look rockin' awesome. And again, this is at Beaumont High School Football Cougar Pride. It's a Facebook group where they share all the photos and take the video, and it just looks really good. It looks like you guys, I wish you guys were like broadcasting that video as well, because it just looks amazing. But let's talk about tonight's opponent, El Modena. What do you expect from them?
Yeah, very physical, sound team, very well coached. Not a lot of fancy or finesse to their offense, but they're pretty basic. They do a few things. They do them out of a bunch of different looks on offense. They play extremely sound defense, and they get to the football. And, you know, they're in one of the more competitive leagues in Southern California. So they're more than battle tested.
Got it. Well, that's always nice when you have a battle-tested team ready to go. Just stay away from the injuries, okay, Coach?
We will try. If all that gets injured is my voice tonight, we're doing well.
Have them stretch a little bit longer, especially as it gets a little cold, right?
Yes, yeah. They get pretty well warmed up for the game.
Yeah. Again, challenge gets bigger each and every week. We know that we are excited to host all of the great games, and we do so every single time. KMAT is the home for Beaumont High School football broadcast. Join Mitch McClellan, Brett Malik for the broadcast live at 6:45 p.m. tonight. Jeff, thank you so very much for spending time with us, and great job on the team.
Appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. All right. We need to take a quick little hot break. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned.
Staff and families at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions Caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMT 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We got Jesse Sanchez over there. And Jesse, I know you're really excited for this weekend. Can you give me a glimpse of why?
I am excited for two reasons. One, I plan to go down to Top Deck Keep and enter the pre-release tournament for the Magic the Gathering.
What time does that start, by the way?
It starts at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
On Sunday. I gotta remember that. I might come out. I don't know. It depends on what I gotta do the rest of the day. Okay.
And the second one, today starts my 7-day countdown to a movie that I've been waiting for so long. And you want me to name it, don't you?
Well, I'm waiting for the big like reveal. I saw the last one, which was good, Eternals. And
You're just trying to figure out what movie I'm excited for, huh?
I feel like I'm gonna hit myself in the head when you say it, because I think I know it, but I don't know it. So, without further ado, Jesse Sanchez, what is the one major one that you think is going to be the talk of the town, big numero uno, box office of the week, movie special?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh my God! I can't believe I was so dumb not to know that.
Right? I'm just like, I waited a year for that because it got delayed by a year. But I've been waiting so long for this movie, for a sequel to the Ghostbusters movie. I'm not counting that other one that was made in 2015. We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite what I felt. Some people liked it. Some others liked it. Okay, no judgment. But when you go back to the original, I think the way they're shooting this is exactly the way I said like 3 years ago. I said if you just do it from like a pick-me-up of the kids of these Ghostbusters, then you'll do it right. Because everybody was on for the other like all-women one. I said, okay, but it was like almost a redo rather than a branching off moment. This one has a branching off moment, so it makes more sense, right? It's like the Avengers, right? You don't redo all the Avengers. You have like, okay, how does one connect to the next? And that makes more sense. So I think this was going to do really well.
I think it's going to do really well too. The last one, they just like, all they did was like take the name and the concept and just completely flipped it, and it was nothing like the original.
Yeah.
And it was just like all of us wanted a sequel, like to be in the shared universe. I mean, I'm okay with the ladies, but you know what? I wanted to have some connection to the original. Obviously, there wasn't, so that's why a lot of us was disappointed. But yeah, it just didn't feel like a Ghostbusters movie. So hopefully this one, I'm pretty sure it does. It just looks amazing. The trailers look amazing, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Plus,
no, go ahead.
Paul Rudd was recently named sexiest man in the world, or in the year, or something like that. Did you hear about that?
Oh, that's right. He's in this movie, huh? Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm not. I mean, I like Paul Rudd. I don't know about super sexy man, but
No,
you know what? The ladies love funny, so he's funny.
There you go. He's not the normal person. Like, you expect someone like super ripped, or some like Ryan Reynolds, or I don't know who else is ripped. Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Although I did see a story, I didn't get to really watch it. I wondered why that was a news headline. He was like, "Why work out when you're next to Chris Hemsworth?" Like, like that guy is built like a rock. You never know what's gonna come out of Paul's voice.
Right. I mean, if you're standing next to Chris Hemsworth, you're just like, oh, man, dude, put on fat Thor suit. Come on.
I spent all year trying to get to this, and you flex it. It makes my little muscle look little. Well, Paul Rudd could only do so much with this frame, and I say, you know what, Paul, keep at it. Keep. I will say this: keep built. Keep. Don't let Chris push you around. That's what I say. Just push him a little bit back in the another direction. But that's a good glimpse into what's going to happen in the future with those big teammates, right? So I'm looking forward to the movies coming up in the future that I know they're shooting for, and of course, I can't wait for more Avenger fun. I think they got plenty more stories to go. And I think you're right. I'm trying to bring up Ghostbusters.com, but it's not going past the little. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to do something weird on here. But anyway, I'm going to their Instagram and I'm checking it out, and it looks pretty much like something that we're all going to want to watch. And I think, yay, right? I think it's time. I think it's right. I think it's good. Well, go ahead, Jesse. What were you going to say?
For my last thought, today is the day that Shang-Chi gets released on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, take a watch.
Okay, all right. Disney Plus is where it's at. November 19th. Close. Yay! Ghostbusters all the same. Back. The big demigod guy, and of course, the little marshmallow guys, which is so cute. They look so tiny and so cute, right? Aren't you happy, Jesse? I know I'm happy. They look Stay Puffed, right?
Yes, the Stay Puft Marshmallows, little creatures. I want to, like, if there was little pop figures, I would totally buy them.
Exactly. All right, people, make it a good day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Have fun this weekend, but be safe. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.